When my wife Victoria built Majestic Hotels from the ground up, she created more than just a luxury hotel chain. She built a legacy worth protecting. My name is Daniel Harrison, and this is the story of how a safety deposit box stopped my stepdaughter from destroying everything Victoria had created. Victoria Shaw was already a successful hotelier when I met her 7 years ago. She had transformed a single struggling hotel into a chain of 15 luxury properties worth over $75 million. Her daughter from her first marriage, Sophia, was 25 then, working as the marketing director for the chain despite having minimal qualifications for the role. I came into their lives as a hospitality consultant Victoria hired to streamline operations. We fell in love over late-night discussions about occupancy rates and customer satisfaction metrics. Victoria had a passion for excellence that matched my own, and within a year, we were married. Sophia never approved of our marriage. She viewed me as an interloper, someone trying to come between her and her mother's success. What she didn't understand was that Victoria and I shared the same vision for Majestic Hotels, creating experiences that guests would remember for a lifetime. "Mom's gone soft since she met you," Sophia would complain whenever Victoria rejected her grandiose marketing schemes. "We should be expanding faster, charging higher rates, cutting staff to increase profits." But Victoria understood that true luxury wasn't just about high prices. It was about impeccable service and attention to detail. She had built her empire by treating both guests and employees like family. 3 months ago, Victoria was diagnosed with aggressive pancreatic cancer. The doctors gave her weeks, maybe months. Instead of retreating, she threw herself into preparing for the future. "Daniel," she said one evening in her home office, "I need you to promise me something. Promise you'll protect what I've built, not just the hotels, but the people who make them special." I promised, not knowing how soon I'd be tested. Victoria passed away 6 weeks after her diagnosis. The funeral was beautiful, attended by hundreds of employees who had known and loved her. Sophia stood beside me during the service, but I noticed she spent more time texting than mourning. The next morning, Sophia called an emergency board meeting at Majestic's corporate headquarters. I arrived to find her already seated at the head of the conference table, Victoria's seat. As my mother's only child, she announced to the assembled board members and department heads, "I am assuming control of Majestic Hotels effective immediately. There will be changes." She pulled out a document. "This is my mother's will, leaving me everything. I'm the new CEO, and my first act will be to modernize our outdated operations." The room erupted in murmurs as Sophia outlined her plans: staff cuts, automated services, price hikes, and rapid expansion through leveraged buyouts. Everything Victoria had fought against. "And Daniel," she added with a smirk, "will no longer require your services. Your consulting contract is terminated." I sat quietly, remembering Victoria's words about protecting her legacy. "Before we proceed," I said, standing up, "there's something else we need to review." "The will is clear," Sophia snapped. "Everything belongs to me." "Actually," I replied, "we should check your mother's safety deposit box at First National. She was very specific about it being opened after her death." Sophia's confidence wavered slightly. "What's safety deposit box? I have access to all Mom's accounts." "Not this one," I said. "Shall we take a brief recess and head to the bank? The board can wait an hour to start dismantling your mother's life's work." She couldn't refuse without looking suspicious, so we drove to the bank together. The safety deposit box was registered under Victoria's maiden name, with me listed as the only person with access after her death. The bank manager led us to the vault area. Sophia tapped her foot impatiently as I opened the box and removed a thick envelope sealed with Victoria's personal monogram. "Let's return to the boardroom," I suggested. "Everyone should hear this together." Back at headquarters, the tension was palpable as I opened the envelope. Inside was a letter in Victoria's elegant handwriting, along with several legal documents. "My dearest family and colleagues," I began reading. "If this letter is being read, it means I've lost my battle with cancer. It also likely means that my daughter Sophia is attempting to take control of Majestic Hotels. I love my daughter, but I know her vision for this company would destroy everything we've built together. Sophia believes luxury is about exclusivity and profit margins. I built Majestic on the principle that true luxury is about making every guest feel special, every employee feel valued, and every property feel like a home away from home. To protect this vision, I took steps to ensure Majestic's future. 3 months ago, I transferred ownership of the hotel chain to the Majestic Heritage Trust. This trust is designed to preserve our corporate culture and protect our employees' interests. The trust is managed by a board of trustees, led by my husband Daniel, whose business acumen is matched only by his commitment to our values. Sophia will retain her position as marketing director, with the same responsibilities and limitations she has always had. The will Sophia is likely presenting is an old one, superseded by these arrangements. I love my daughter, but I love what we've built too much to let it be dismantled by short-sighted greed. To my loyal employees, your jobs are secure. To our guests, the Majestic experience you love will continue. And to Sophia, I hope you'll finally understand that success isn't measured by profit alone. With love and trust in our future. Victoria Shaw Harrison. The boardroom was silent as I handed the trust documents to the corporate counsel for verification. Sophia sat frozen, her face a mask of shock and rage. "This is ridiculous," she finally sputtered. "She can't do this to me. I'm her daughter." "She did this for you," I corrected her. "She hoped you'd learn what she'd been trying to teach you all along." The trust documents were ironclad. Victoria had worked with top lawyers to ensure every detail was legally sound. Sophia's will was indeed outdated, signed before the creation of the trust. As Sophia ran from the room in tears, I addressed the anxious faces around the table. "Nothing significant will change," I assured them. "We'll continue operating according to Victoria's principles. The only difference is that now these principles are legally protected." The next few weeks were challenging. Sophia hired lawyers to contest the trust, claiming I had manipulated her mother during her illness. But Victoria had thought of that too. The safety deposit box also contained videos of her explaining her decisions while clearly of sound mind. The employees rallied behind Victoria's vision. Many shared stories of her kindness and leadership, reinforcing why her way of doing business was worth preserving. Sophia's legal challenges failed one by one. The trust structure was solid, her mother's intentions clear. Finally, faced with the choice of accepting her role or leaving, she did something unexpected. She asked to learn. "I never understood why Mom cared so much about the little things," she admitted during a long conversation in Victoria's old office. The welcome notes, the staff appreciation events, remembering guests' birthdays. "I thought it was wasteful." "Those little things are what make us special," I explained. "Your mother understood that loyalty, from both guests and employees, is built on genuine care." Slowly, Sophia began to change. She started spending time in the hotels, not just the corporate office. She learned employees' names, listened to their ideas, began to understand the culture her mother had created. 6 months after Victoria's death, Majestic Hotels was stronger than ever. Our employee retention rate was the highest in the industry, and guest satisfaction scores set new records. The safety deposit box that had started everything sat empty now, its contents moved to corporate archives. But Victoria's presence was felt everywhere, in the warm smiles of our staff, the personal touches in our rooms, the way we treated each other like family. Sophia eventually grew into her role as marketing director, finding ways to promote our values instead of just our amenities. She even started a program helping employees advance their careers through education and training, something her mother would have loved. The trust structure Victoria created has become a model for other family businesses looking to preserve their values across generations. Several hospitality industry publications have written about how we maintained our culture while growing sustainably. Victoria's letter from the safety deposit box hangs framed in the lobby of every Majestic hotel, reminding everyone of the principles we stand for. Guests often stop to read it, understanding why their experience feels different from other luxury hotels. Last week, we opened our 16th property. During the ceremony, Sophia gave a speech that brought tears to many eyes. My mother built more than hotels, she said. She built a family of employees who care, a community of guests who belong, and a legacy of kindness in an industry often focused only on profit. I'm finally proud to be part of that legacy. The safety deposit box that changed everything is now part of company lore. New employees learn about it during orientation, understanding that they're part of something bigger than just a hotel chain. Victoria's vision continues to guide us. We've grown, but thoughtfully, never sacrificing quality for quantity. Each new property is chosen carefully, its staff trained in the majestic way of genuine care and attention to detail. The trust ensures that future generations can't undo what Victoria built. It's not just about preserving a business, it's about protecting a philosophy that puts people first. Sophia has become an advocate for this approach, speaking at industry conferences about how focusing on employee and guest satisfaction actually drives better financial results. She's finally learning the lessons her mother tried to teach her for years. The boardroom where Sophia once tried to seize control is now named the Victoria Shaw Conference Center. The table where I read her letters still hosts our meetings, but now they focus on maintaining excellence rather than maximizing profits. Sometimes when I walk through our hotels, I see Victoria's influence in every detail: the fresh flowers in the lobbies, the handwritten welcome notes, the staff members who greet returning guests by name. These touches might seem small, but they're what make Majestic special. The safety deposit box did more than just stop a hostile takeover. It preserved a way of doing business that values humanity over profit margins. Victoria's legacy lives on, not just in the hotels that bear her company's name, but in the thousands of lives we touch every day. And Sophia? She finally understands that her mother's greatest gift wasn't the hotels themselves, but the wisdom to know that true success comes from creating value for others. The daughter who once saw only dollar signs now sees the real wealth in treating people right. Victoria's final lesson, delivered through that safety deposit box, wasn't just about business succession. It was about passing on values that matter more than money. In protecting her life's work, she also protected her daughter from her own worst instincts. The Majestic Hotel's story continues, guided by principles that proved stronger than greed. Victoria's vision, preserved in a safety deposit box and protected by an ironclad trust, ensures that luxury will always mean more than just high prices. It means treating every person who walks through our doors like family. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.